match between two sides who began as underdogs but ended last season as top dogs.
Of the year for last season, Mr. Fred Lindop from Wakefield, and his two test judges, Mr.
Fred Lindop getting the sort of welcome that the referees are familiar with and always expect and enjoy. Castleford were not rated in the Challenge Cup, but they put out Wigan and beat the favourites Hull Kingston Rovers at Wembley. This afternoon, their three-quarter line looks a little odd. They're without Tony Marchant, their new Great Britain international centre, and his co-centre Gary Hyde, and of course without Chris Chapman. So it's an unusual looking three-quarter line. David Plange, Gary Lord, Sean Irwin and Tony Spears. Halifax, who won the Slalom Lager Championship in a pulsating and nerve-wracking last match against Featherstone Rovers. They're without several of last season's Australian players. They haven't returned yet. But they have on view their two signings from Leeds, utility back Neil Haig and prop forward Roy Dickinson. And they pin a lot of faith in the canny half-back partnership of scrum half Gary Stevens and Chris Anderson.
The teams will now be presented to the Mayor of Douglas, Councillor Mrs. A.A. Hainsworth, who is accompanied onto the playing area by Mr. Bob Ashby, Chairman of the Rugby Football League and Chairman of the sponsors Oakles Brewery, Mr. J. Cowley.
It's a fine, wonderfully sunny afternoon at the Douglas Bow. Last year for Wigan and Hull Kingston Rovers, it was overcast, bit of sunshine, a lot of rain. Perfect afternoon as the teams are presented to the various officials. The civic head from Douglas in the Isle of Man and officials of the Rugby League.
And just while the teams are shaking hands,
Chairman of the club, Stan Aykroyd,
this afternoon's Oracle's man of the match. Today's adjudged
standing with David Brooke, his president,
will receive a gallon bottle
on the
of Vladimir
Halifax
vodka.
side,
And I believe this is going
and
to be
John
judged
Cowley,
by
chairman
Australia's
of Oakles Brewery,
great St Helens forward, who is
going round
now
with the officials,
resident here on the island.
including
So that's the
Featherstone's Bob
Oracle's
Ashby,
man of the match award.
to shake hands with the players.
And don't forget, anybody who would like a video of this Oracle's Charity Shield match, if you look in the programmes, all details are there, and you can place your orders after the game. So that's a video of the entire match, the Oracle's Charity Shield game.
It's a match both sides will want to win. It's £5,000 winner takes all. So the players will be keen, but not just that, professionalism will out. Both these teams want to prove that they're current top dogs in Yorkshire. Cass, the Challenge Cup winners,
And just once again,
Halifax,
very quickly,
the champions.
changes to the two teams this afternoon. For Castleford, number 1, David Rookley. Number 3 is Gary Law. Number 4, Sean Irwin. Number 5, Tony Spears. Number 8, Kevin Ward. Number 12 is Dean Mountain. The substitute back at 14, Roy Southernwood. And the substitute forward at 15, Ian Fletcher. The changes for Halifax: number 1, Steve Smith. Number 3 is Colin Whitfield. Number 10, Brian Juliff. Number 12, Peter Bell. And the substitute back at 14, Scott Wilson. The substitute forward at 15, Neil James.
Public address announcer giving details of the changes. I'll run quickly through the teams for you. Castleford have David Rookley at fullback, David Plange, Gary Lord, Sean Irwin and Tony Spears. Sean Irwin, Gary Lord and Tony Spears, all local youngsters in the three quarters. The experienced half-back pairing of John Joyner and Bob Beardmore, and very strong and solid and mobile pack. Kevin Ward, Kevin Beardmore, Barry Johnson, Martin Ketteridge, Dean Mountain and Keith England. The subs are Roy Southernwood and Ian Fletcher, two other Yorkshire born and bred and up through the juniors and the Colts youngsters. Halifax have Steve Smith at fullback, Eddie Riddleson, Colin Whitfield, Neil Haig from Leeds and Wilf George. Three quarters, halfbacks Chris Anderson and Gary Stevens. In the front row, Roy Dickinson, spent so many years of toil at Headingley. Seamus McCallion and the Play Anywhere man Brian Juliff putting the 10 jersey on this afternoon. In the second row, Mick Scott, youngster Peter Bell making his way through, and Paul Dixon. And the substitutes are Scott Wilson and Neil James. Referee Fred Lindop at the toss-up. John Joyner and Chris Anderson, the respective standoff halves. And it looks as though Halifax will kick off. Play from left to right. Castleford from right to left as we look at it. Halifax, of course, in the blue and white hoops. Castleford in their famous yellow and black. So the sun shines from virtually cloudless sky on the Douglas Bowl, and the game is off as Steve Smith bangs it down deep. Castleford just outside their own 25, and already we're seeing signs as Kevin Ward makes that break that these two sides are going to make this an afternoon of professional commitment. Remember, the prize is £5,000, winner takes all. That's the boot of Martin Ketteridge. And that's could well have been 2 knock-ons for the price of 1 between Steve Smith and Eddie Riddleston. Eddie sporting a natty line in haircuts this afternoon. Not getting the packs ready, coming out on the Castleford side. Joyner up in the line is Rookley. Beardmore, Joyner, just forward Keith England. Here's Ketteridge. Cass pushed back from over the 25. Bob Beardmore cuts a man out to Joyner. Oh, that pass was just marginally in front of Sean Irwin. Could have been a lovely move, that, but John Joyner's pass perhaps making Sean Irwin stretch just a little too far. On the Halifax 25. This time it's Halifax ball, goes loose to Steve Smith. Halifax's turn to try to crash clear. That's Peter Bell. Stevens, Roy Dickinson. Seamus McCallion, acting halfback. Juliff looking to get into his stride, but solid tackle by Kevin Ward. Stevens to Anderson. Anderson trying to make the break. The ball thrown out as a pass. And that's loose, that's dangerous. Cass have it. No, it's loose again, and Anderson has got Wilf George away. And Mick Scott is saying that the out of shot, that the Cass player on the ground could be badly hurt, but that's out of shot at the moment as Halifax try to move it. Peter Bell, McCallion, Stevens, the kick. No knock on, it was knocked back by Tony Spears. Just outside the Castleford 25. It's Ketteridge. And offside, Fred Lindop catching half a dozen Halifax players offside. And looks like John Joyner out of shot at the moment, coming back into the fray. Kettridge finds a good touch. There's John Joyner taking his place, dropping on that loose ball and losing it in the tackle. Coming up on the burst, Dean Mountain for Castleford. Barry Johnson having to throw that one out quickly. Kevin Ward picks it up. Goes on one of those thundering runs. Castleford in possession. Well into Halifax territory. Beardmore, a nice ball inside to Kettridge. Barry Johnson goes the other way, slips it out, and it's dropped by Keith England. Well, 1-2 Cas players been in the walls so far. Sean Irwin has gone on rubbing his left thigh there and has moved out to the wing with Tony Spears wearing 5, moving into the centre. Mr. Lindop not happy with that scrum. Halifax ball. Anderson, Whitfield trying to break through. Had Steve Smith outside him, coming through on the burst if required. It was Dixon. This is Bell, gets it away to McCallion. Oops, that went luckily for Halifax. Scott. Whitfield. George. Anderson. Stevens trying the long one. Trying to get Paul Dixon on the move. And a kick to touch as the inevitable black and white dog comes on the pitch. You should see it in shot any time once it gets among the players. And is that a little humpy going on over there? Yes, on the ground is David Rookley, and I think a little harsh words and possibly slightly more than harsh words were exchanged. Well, a name going in the book. Paul Dixon. And a lecture from Fred Lindop, while David Rookley gets treatment. Oh, perhaps we won't have the benefit of the black and white dog's antics. It's now run off the edge of the ground. David Rookley still getting attention. Paul Dixon in the book. So already we've had John Joyner, Sean Irwin, now David Rookley having attention for Knox. The Douglas Bow looking in excellent condition, plenty of grass. Kettridge banging the penalty deep into Halifax territory. So Cass launching an attack. Take it quickly. It's Kettridge who's there in support. Johnson and Mountain. And Halifax again caught offside. Kickable chance of a penalty goal. Discussion as to what to do. Bob Beardmore bringing across Martin Kettridge. He's looking towards the bench. And, well, that possible penalty kick, but Cass going to run the ball. Kevin Beardmore picks it up. On the short side goes Kevin Ward. Bob Beardmore, Johnson, Mountain. Powerful attack this by Castleford, who've done most of the attacking so far. It's Bobby Beardmore. But a good tackle. Good solid tackle by Seamus McCallion. England. Johnson looking to pass the ball. Very close to the Halifax post. Joyner trying to slip the ball out. It's so close to the line now. If a gap appears, Castle will be through it. That's the two Beardmores in harness. A nasty bouncing one, but Steve Smith got it. And it's a drop out from under the post. So most of the pressure coming from Castleford at the moment. Halifax having to defend. Smith. Underneath is Kettridge. Strong plunge over the 25. So Cass keep up the pressure. Ward. Powerful pack. It's Kevin Beardmore, and that looks like yet another penalty. Halifax literally paying the penalty for offside. Will Kettridge go for this one? It's even closer than the last. Yes. It's really too close to miss the opportunity, at least, of having a kick at goal. And a sub is already on for Cass, with young Sean Irwin, who looks as if he got a badly bruised thigh, going off. And Roy Southernwood. Yet another from the assembly line of good youngsters coming on the field. Kettridge to take the kick that could put Cass ahead. Oh, he missed it. Comparatively easy one, too.
The substitution for Castleford at number 14, Roy Southernwood, replaces number 4, Sean Irwin.
So Halifax, who haven't yet been able to mount any attack of substance. Woof, just pouched it. Castleford keeping on the pressure, but they could have been a couple of points up at least had Martin Kettridge landed that one. David Plange. Johnson to Bob Beardmore. Joyner, lovely ball. And he was forward. Well, Fred Lindop right on the ball. It's marginal, but Fred Lindop was there, set as a forward pass. But Cass putting it together well. Halifax defence doing well to hold out. Gary Stevens comes from under that heap of bodies. Peter Bell tries to get away, and enthusiastically 3 Castleford men down him. Eddie Riddleston. He also getting the treatment. Stevens. Tulip. Oh, my word, that's a penalty. That must have been a high tackle. Keith England, I think, involved in that. And it could well be that Mr. Lindop will take out his notebook again. And it's Kevin Ward who's getting the ticking off. Brian Tulip really ran into a brick wall then. But Mr. Lindop adjudging the tackle high. Colin Whitfield to put it in touch. Well, the first real chance Halifax have had of running in the Castleford half. Stevens to Anderson, Dickinson. Tulip, well, soon recovered. Halifax looking to work a move now. Stevens, Anderson, Mick Scott held on to it. It was well smothered. Anderson. Oh, nice break by the Halifax player coach. His feet broke the touchline, says the touch judge. Not sure Chris Anderson entirely agrees with that, but the touch judge flag went up promptly. Bob Beardmore feeds, gets it quickly. Gary Stevens gets after him and nails him. Ketteridge. Certainly plenty of effort going into the tackling this afternoon. It's the substitute, Roy Southernwood. Oops. A bit unfortunate there, Halifax. The ball knocked on in an attempt to grab another knock on, and a penalty for... No, it's not a penalty. It's head and ball to Halifax. Stevens gets it out. Quick one. Haig. Steve Smith in the line. Going to the 25. Riddlesden. McCallion. Dickinson driving towards the post. The first real sight of the Castleford post that Fax have had. McCallion, Scott. Time for Cass to tackle. Stevens. Dixon. And he's smothered. He was trying to get the ball away to Juliff. That's Neil Haig putting that high in the air, and beautifully taken. David Rookley took that so well. That's a penalty to Castleford. Bit of interference at the play of the ball. And it's Ketteridge bang it into touch. No scores yet. Quarter now gone. Ketteridge. Kevin Beardmore. And England goes down. Bob Beardmore. Johnson. Joyner. Lovely quick pass. Oh, what a lovely break by Tony Spears. Tony Spears going so well. Perhaps he might have brought David Plange into it, but that was a tremendous break by the young winger. Johnson. John Joyner trying to scythe his way through. Again, the tackling is good. One wonders when it's going to crack. Kevin Beardmore getting closer. And that's the 6th. It's a handover on the 6th tackle. Relief for Halifax. Juliff. Held by shorts by Barry Johnson. Well, Peter Bell has certainly been called upon to do a lot of work. Scott. And the touch judge waving like mad. You may well have seen a fist going in there. Oh, lovely mime. It looks as if he's pulling his hair out by the roots. Penalty planted just the Halifax side of the halfway line. And we're still waiting for our first score in this very fiercely contested Charity Shield final. Halifax up to the halfway line with Bell. Scrum down. Head and ball to Cass. And they get possession. Bob Beardmore. Up there is David Rookley. And he's lost it. Well, it ran loose, so it's 6 more for Castleford. On the short side, Kettridge. Beardmore moving it wide. Johnson quickly smothered. Beardmore, Joyner. Good smother tackling again. Anderson was very quickly in there. So was Whitfield. Joyner gets rid of the ball. Beardmore, England. Really a powerful tackling going on. Ball knocked on. Good Shirley Water crowd lining this Douglas Bowl as Halifax get it out. Whitfield really didn't have much chance with that one. Chris Anderson stepped it out to him, but the tacklers were in almost immediately. That's Steve Smith looking for a way down the middle. Penalty. Bit of roughing up in the tackle. So, Halifax now. Can they run it from this position? Lot of Halifax fans in front of us, certainly trying to encourage them. And it's good to see the blue and white and the amber and black all round the terraces, mixing together in friendliness. Oh, that's gone loose. And it's Kevin Beardmore is onto it very, very quickly. The sub Roy Southernwood. Kevin Beardmore, Johnson, England, ferocious handoff, and gets the ball away to Rookley. Kevin Beardmore. That's well taken by Spears. He's already shown us a taste of his speed down the middle. Bob Beardmore. Johnson not risking the interception there. Did think about passing. Bob Beardmore the kick. Wilf George. Oh, good run. Good clearing run. And there's Dickinson. McCallion to George. Ah, fair enough. That was a clean heel. Bob Beardmore. Gary Lord, David Plange. Good kick. Gary Lord going for it. Yes! First blood to Castleford. It's Gary Lord with the kick ahead. And he got there first. Chris Anderson and Steve Smith were after it, but Gary got a nice bounce.
Number 3, Gary Lord.
Well, he took that well. Good kick ahead, nice turn of pace, just the right kind of bounce. Took it, slid over the line. Castleford take a lead, which in terms of territorial advantage they deserve. There's been more of the play in the Halifax half than in the Cass half. Here's Martin Kettridge. That's 6-0.
And the conversion for Castleford, number 11, Martin Kettridge.
So Gary Lord the try, Martin Kettridge the conversion, 6-0. Steve Smith kicks off. Cass coming forward again, spurred by that. Oh, they've lost it. Smith. He's running wall. What good running. Fine running by the fullback. Halifax attempting to hit back. Stevens, Anderson, Dickinson, keeping it moving. It's Whitfield. Anderson, but fine tackling by Castleford. Stevens selling the dummy just over the 25-yard line, or the 22-meter line if you prefer it. Anderson, long one to Neil Haig. It's the last one. McCallion, Anderson, a high towering one coming down. It's Rookley going for it. It's anybody's ball, picked up by Stevens, and Stevens in an offside position, says referee Fred Lindop. Mr. Lindop seeing Gary Stevens picking the ball up in an offside position, and Martin Kettridge bangs the kick to touch. Johnson, Beardmore, Kettridge. That's Bobby Beardmore trying to break, flicks it out to England, to Johnson. Castleford keeping it moving. This game certainly livened up now. Castleford 6. Halifax 0. Gary Lord try. The goal kicked by Martin Kettridge. There's a nice long ball. Spears back inside to Mountain. Kevin Ward. Oh, and there are flying boots there, no doubt about it. And a bit of mouth as well from Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward's boots for flying, but from what he said to Mr. Lindop as he went past, I think Ward is saying that Chris Anderson might have hurt him in the tackle. Scott looking for someone. Dixon. Paul Dixon. And another penalty. Barry Johnson has flattened Paul Dixon in the tackle, so anyone who might have tended to doubt the total commitment of these two sides before this Charity Shield began now know that there's every bit the commitment there is in the average championship or cup game. These two sides are out to win. And the kick will be at goal. Well, it could get Halifax on the score sheet. Castleford leading 6-0. Gary Lloyd kicking ahead, touching down. And then the goal for Martin Kettridge. Steve Smith. A disappointing one, that way off beam. David Plange. England. Just over the 25. Bob Beardmore kicks, but kicks straight downfield. Taken by Steve Smith, who's already shown that he's prepared to attack. Oh, Brian Juliff dropped that badly. Bob Beardmore, England, getting involved. Ward. Mountain. Johnson, oh, straightening up beautifully, looking for someone to pass to. There's no one there, which is fortunate for Halifax. Beardmore getting it away. England, knowing it was a six tackle, the high kick. Taken by Smith. A lot of... Oh, what a great break. He left 4 or 5 from there. Oh, good running. Great running by the fullback. Now can that give Halifax momentum? It's Whitfield getting away the tackle. Whitfield trying to go outside his man. And the pass isn't a good one. Wilf George retrieves it, but Colin Whitfield couldn't get a clean pass out. But that was a thrilling break. Wilf George goes himself to the 25. Oh, good tackling on Stevens. Bell. McCallion. Dickinson. Haig hoists it. And it's very well taken. Clanch took it. Inside the Castleford 25. Castleford leading. Oh, there's a chance for a break. Well, the tackle was committed before the ball was caught. Keith England was actually collared before he'd caught the ball. Kettridge again finds another long thumping touch. It's Ward. England. Bob Beardmore. Kettridge getting out of the tackle. Gets the ball inside to Rookley. It was forward. Lovely move, but the pass from Kettridge to Rookley was forward. Halifax possession in a position where they badly needed it. Dickinson. And he's well driven back. That's Bell making the half break, but not able to get away from the clutches of the tacklers. And that's the way it's been. Stevens too. And it's the final tackle of the sequence of 6. Anderson giving it to George. George opening up from the pass by Anderson. A good chance. George going on the outside to Anderson. Again to George. Lovely move between these two. Splendid move, and he's in touch. But what a great move from the 25-yard line, virtually to the try line at the other end between Chris Anderson and Wilf George. Great combined move. What a push. Cass have it. But that breaks will certainly have given Halifax supporters a lot of encouragement, and the team. They trailed by 6 points to 0, but that was a tremendous break. Particularly Wilf George was in the move 3 times. Inside the Castleford 25, and a knock-on ruled. Halifax have head and ball, so a great chance for them. Another big push, and Cass get it. The push did it. Southernwood, Lord, Bob Beardmore. This is good running. Again, fine running. The crowd really warming to this rugby. Joiner to England. Six more to Cass. Taken quickly. Kevin Ward crashing in. Beardmore, Ketteridge. Kevin Beardmore, it's loose, and that's Mick Sconto gratefully picks that up. A loose one. Juleff. Dickinson. McCallion. Stevens. Oh, that's good running. Oh, how did he get out of all those tackles? Paul Dixon slipping 3 or 4 tackles. Getting close to half-time. Whitfield, Bell. Well, running strongly. We're on the last of the 6. Anderson, Haig. There he broke touch. Southernwood's boot broke touch. So that was a nice testing kick by Neil Haig. Halifax ball. Anderson trying to make the break. Nicely picked up by Whitfield. Wasn't the easiest of passes to take. At George. Halifax trying to get on level terms before half-time. They trail 6-0. Stevens, Juleff. Storming attack this by Halifax. Stevens. Anderson trying to sidestep through. Gets it away to Scott, to Dixon. Dixon driving for the post himself. Gets the ball out to George. Yes! Wilf George is in. A sustained attack. And finally, the plunge over the line. (6-4).
The try scorer there for Halifax, number 5, Wilf George.
So Halifax get the chance to draw level as we get close to the half-time hooter. Just minutes to go. Oh, he missed it. He missed it, and it was a fairly simple one. Disappointment that for Steve Smith. He's played so well in those runs from fullback that must have been a big disappointment. It wasn't a really difficult kick. Riddlesden. And again, the ball lost at the play of the ball, and Kevin Beardmore didn't play it, saying the ball was not played. He picked it up and ran. Fred Lindop, very quick to be alive to that. McCallion, Stevens, Anderson, Dickinson. Guliff. Anderson to Scott. Bell. He gets it out well. Whitfield, good pass. Anderson. Nice ball to George. Can George go the whole way? He stumbles, throws the ball out. And that was a lucky escape for Cass. Wilf George felt his legs going from underneath him on the stroke of half-time. And the half-time whistle and hooter sound at the end of a splendidly contested first half in this O'Kell's Charity Shield Trophy final. Half-time score, Castleford 6, Halifax 4. And we're ready for the kickoff. In the second half as the band marches off. Fred Lindop waiting for the band to go.
Number 11, Mick Scott.
And as you heard on the public address system, Neil James has come on for Mick Scott at the Halifax side. Half-time score, reminder, Castleford 6, a Gary Lord try and Martin Kettridge goal against the try by Wilf George for Halifax. And it's Kettridge who kicks off down to Wilf George, whose runs made quite an impact in the first half. Just before half-time, when Halifax were coming on strong, Wilf George was making some fine breaks. Stevens, McCallion, Juliff galloping forward. It's full of running, Brian Juliff. And Dickinson. Halifax obviously G'd up by their coach Chris Anderson half-time, but Malcolm really will have been having a few words to his side. We've been tackling powerfully throughout that first half. Brookley. England. Cass in possession. It's Mountain. Kettridge looking for support. Plunging through. England. Both these sides so far tackling extremely well. Oh, that's a crack. Barry Johnson certainly got a bang there off the ball. And no doubt about the penalty. He really got a whack. Always a target man, Barry. His jaw's been broken several times. One of the penalties of being a ball distributor. Could give Castleford another 2 points. It's a pretty straight under the post kick. Martin Kettridge has already missed one. Tempting Providence to say that he shouldn't miss this, but it's about as easy as he could wish for. No doubt about it. So Castleford go into an 8-4 lead.
The penalty goal scorer for Castleford, number 11, Martin Kettridge. And could we ask all spectators please to go behind the barriers? This is for your own safety. Will you please go back behind the barriers?
So Halifax to kick off. 8-4. Just the margin of a try between the two sides. But it looks like, or could be, a close finish the way these two sides have been tackling, unless one of them blows up in the last quarter. As Kevin Ward plowing through strongly. Johnson. Smith. Had one or two really dangerous runs in the first half. George going inside looking for the ball. McCallion to Stevens. Didn't have much support. It's just Paul Dixon there on the left. Anderson, Dickinson straightening it up. McCallion to Juliff. And we're on the last of the 6. Anderson. Neil James. And it's the handover. Quickly taken by Cass. England to Johnson. England again. Another pugnacious performer. That's a neat short kick, but it's well taken by Anderson to Whitfield. Penalty to Halifax. Halifax seeking to get themselves a good platform from attack. They trail by 4 points, 8-4. Colin Whitfield certainly gives it to them around the 25-yard or 22-meter mark. Stevens, Dickinson. Roy Dickinson looking for a new lease of life and a new career with Halifax after his long time with Leeds. That's Bell. Stevens. Oh, and he lost possession. The ball running clear, anybody's ball. Gary Stevens losing out there. Wilf George, elusive runner, gets as far as the 25. And that's a new sequence of 6 tackles. Anderson. But Neil James looking for a gap, and a penalty for, well, yes, he knocked on. Picked it up and went again. Kevin Bidmore. Ward. Offside. Halifax have been caught offside several times. Caught again. Ketteridge banging that into touch, going to make sure for a touch rather than great length on that one. Quickly, Kevin Ward. When he looks hurt, he looks like he got a clout then. There could be a physio on very, very quickly. Kevin Ward hurt in the tackle then. England straightening up, saw just a minute gap and went for it. So it's Cass in full flight again. Ketteridge, George coming in with a smaller tackle, but the line could be open for Rookley. David Rookley almost making it to the post, but Cass still in full flight. They have a lot of men to spare. Oh, and the knock on. Well, escape for Halifax because Cass were in full cry for the line then. Dooliffe. Stevens. Bell. Gary Stevens. Oh, that one. And a bit unlucky that. Offside. When you've got to go for a loose ball. Unfortunately, the wrong side of the line, and a bit of mouthing, questioning Mr. Limdop's award. I think Martin Ketteridge and Colin Whitfield takes it and sneaks away. Neil Haig. Anderson, Dickinson, Bell. Good, strong young runner. Takes it himself. He's got the confidence to go too. Stevens to Anderson, the short ball. Dixon, Whitfield. Oh, Stevens going beautifully. Haig. George. He's in at the corner. No, the touch judge flag is up. Now, will it be allowed or disallowed? The touch judge says no try. Wilf George broke the flag before touching down. A little unlucky there, Halifax. A lovely move. George going into the corner, but the touch judge flag going up immediately.
The substitution for Castleford, number 15, Ian Fletcher, replaces number 6, John Joyner. And a substitution for Halifax, number 14, Scott Wilson, replaces number 1, Steve Smith.
Ian Fletcher on for John Joyner, Scott Wilson on for Steve Smith. So certainly Halifax in general and Wilf George in particular denied tries right at the last gasp. Bob Beardmore, clean break by Rookley. Juggling by Spears. Rookley in it again. Halifax going forward in numbers. Johnson. The handover. Bell. Tulip again. Castleford 8, Halifax 4. It's James. Stevens. Good break. McCallion. And he either let it free or had it punch free, but it went the wrong way for him. Kevin Beardmore, it's the long one to Kettridge. Oh, he almost got it inside. Bell, this rangy second row forward. He's getting through an enormous amount of work. Dixon. McCallion. And Stevens to Haig. Haig, a lovely break to Whitfield. Good running by Anderson. Is there somewhere there to take it? Whitfield brought down. Again, Halifax so close to a try. Denied right at the finish. George is over there. This is the last one. Stevens, oh, he smothered, he got it out. Fair enough. Riddleston dumped, but that was so close. The handover. Kettridge. A sub Fletcher. He should be full of running at this stage. Beardmore. Very, very closely fought match this. 8 points to 4. Halifax by no means out of it. The applause ringing around the ground at the moment as Steve Smith, looking very groggy, is taken round to the dressing rooms. Colin Whitfield managing to keep his cool and keep possession there. Dickinson. Anderson. To George. Stevens. Oh, and Brian Juliff not able to take that pass from Stevens. England. Moore throwing a long one to Ward, strongly breaking down the middle What a lovely ball. A little unfortunate for them, it went to ground. Looked a good pass, but perhaps a little unexpected. Dickinson keeping it moving to Bell. Always ready to offer support. Stevens to Juliff. Oh, almost through. See Brian Juliff looking for the gaps. James and Whitfield putting that one to ground. Quite a few knocks on there. Halifax ball. Stevens going into the thick of it. But Halifax, who trail by 4 points, 8 points to 4, looking for the try that could put them level, and with a goal kick to come, of course. Bell. James. Halifax with James going himself for the line. The last one. Stevens. Juliff. Anderson. It's the sub Scott Wilson. Dixon. George. Anybody's ball at the moment. And a knock-on finishes it all, but that was an exciting spell as Halifax trying so hard to get level.
Come on, Paul, get out here.
Stevens getting rid of the ball very quickly. Anderson and Haig, they had to. That's Haig. Riddlesden. Riddlesden going for the line. Powerful stuff this from Halifax. Cass holding up with some fine tackling. Juliff. Tremendous pressure by Halifax this. But Brian Juliff is hurt. He'll be allowed to get up and play the ball when he recovers. But that, of course, will give the Cass defence time to regather itself. Take something of the momentum out of the attack. Well, the Halifax fans certainly making themselves heard. There's good smattering from both clubs here today. Enjoying the game and sitting and standing side by side in perfect harmony. Brian Juliff needs to do just enough to get that ball on the ground and play it. Looks as if Mick Scott could be coming back on again. Of course, Brian Juliff doesn't recover. Chris Anderson! Oh, McCallion couldn't get to it. Anderson had made it for McCallion, but somehow it got lost between them. Certainly, after Cass had dominated the first 20 minutes of this game, Halifax are coming back very strongly. 6 more for Cass. Fletcher. Nicely picked up by Rookley. Beardmore, Ward. Blanche, haven't seen many chances for David Blanche to run. He gets the ball to the substitute, Roy Southernwood. Bob Beardmore, Johnson, Bob Beardmore. Oh, that's a long way forward. Castleford ball. And it's a penalty to Halifax. Martin Ketteridge picked it up in an offside position after Bob Beardmore had been hustled off it by Gary Stevens. So Colin Whitfield has great chance to bang it into touch, gain ground, and put Halifax in a strong attacking position. And they're certainly looking for the try that will level scores. Keen to get on with it. Eddie Riddleston. Seamus McCallion. Roy Dickinson to make the first drive. But again, the Castleford tackling is secure. It's been very, very good on both sides. Very keen. That's Bell. McCallion is acting half-back. Juliff just over the 25. McCallion to Stevens, to Anderson, the short one to James. Stevens. Oh, wriggling first this way, then that. Looking for an opening. This is the 6th tackle. Neil Haig meant for Eddie Riddleston. No, although the Halifax fans shouted for a try, the ball had been made dead. Drop out by Ketteridge, but of course 6 more tackles for Halifax to maintain this assault. They really have dominated the last 10 minutes. They're struggling forward. Peter Bell, well, he's certainly made an impact. McCallion to Dickinson. James. Anderson from Stevens. Whitfield tried to get it out, but it runs loose, and so often that's been the pattern of the Halifax play this afternoon. They've got within their opponent's 25, trying to get the ball clear of this tenacious tackling. They've made a present of it. Oh, this is a good break. And a good tackle, a very necessary tackle. It's Gary Stevens that was there. Penalty. Castleford with a chance to break the siege, break the stranglehold. They lead, of course, by 8 points to 4. Gary Lord's try made it 4-0. Ketteridge's goal 6-0. Then a try by Wilf George. Steve Smith missing the goal. 6-4 at half-time. And since half-time, we've just had the penalty from Martin Ketteridge, with Halifax doing everything but score. But Cass holding out with some splendid defence. And now a chance for them to run. It's Fletcher, the forward sub. Another of the Colts and under-17s nursery. That's Spears. Bob Beardmore. Well, Halifax have got to do their share of defending now. They've had so much on attack. That's gone clear. Lucky break. Kevin Beardmore losing it. Bob Beardmore being spoken to for mouthing. Oh, Mr. Lindop not missing anything this afternoon. Bob Beardmore spoke out of turn. So a good... Oh, now Colin Whitfield may have lost a great opportunity then to put Halifax on the attack. He followed up with a good tackle, but certainly there was a wonderful opportunity for putting play deep into Castleford territory with possession. Kevin Ward refusing to go down. Penalty to Halifax. Stevens. Halifax again on the attack. Oh, he's lost it. Roy Dickinson lost it. Well, they're losing it when they need to hold on to it. Bob Beardmore almost getting away. Good tackle by Bell. Ward gets it out. Lucky rebound, well picked up by England. And Kevin Beardmore were on the last tackle. Bob Beardmore spears. What a fine turn of speed this young man has. It's the handover. Whitfield trying to break clear and thwarted by the tackling. It's Stevens selling a dummy, working like a Trojan as ever. Oh, they were ready for that charge, the Castleford defenders. Again, Kevin Ward alleging that it looks as if he's alleging he's been bitten. Lost by Bell. Dropped it backwards, so he's lucky to get away with it. Could have been a cry for a knock-on. Stevens, a short one to Juliff, but again the tackling good. Lord and Johnson. Stevens to Anderson, to George, going up the flanks. Kick ahead. The penalty kick is given. Wilf George kicked, and the penalty given for bringing George down. So, great moment this for Halifax. They've got close to the line. They've missed several opportunities. And in fairness to Castleford, there's been some superb last-ditch defence by Cass. They've given nothing away all afternoon. Anderson, James, not only getting in the tackles, but smothering the ball as well. McCallion, Anderson, Scott Wilson. Ball quickly played. McCallion to George. Oh, pulled down a yard short. Bell. It's run loose. Now whose ball is it? It's the scrum. It's nobody's. Halifax frustratingly close to the line. Castleford defending splendidly and with possession. It's Kettridge. Mountain broke down. Castleford making ground yard by yard. England in two minds. Johnson, underarm pass. Makes a present of it. One of those clever passes. If it puts a man through a gap, it's marvellous. If as there, it gives away possession. Not quite such a good move. Dixon. James. Stevens to Anderson. And it's a penalty, running behind his own player, creating an obstruction. Chris Anderson very, very disappointed about that. A perfectionist, but Mr. Lindop certain that he'd use his own man as a shield. Ketteridge. Fletcher. Trojan over forward, Kevin Ward. David Plange hasn't had much room to run this afternoon. Johnson. Neat little kick by Bob Beardmore, but well taken by Stevens. Whitfield. Oh, tremendous break by Colin Whitfield. Oh, wonderful break by Colin Whitfield. What a try. Oh, marvellous try. Colin Whitfield, a superb individual effort. A magnificent individual effort by Colin Whitfield from just inside halfway. Superlative effort. The crowd absolutely humming with that. The Halifax fans leaping up and down. But that was a wonderful run by Colin Whitfield. At the end, it looks as if he was shaken, but he got there.
Number 3, Colin Whitfield.
8-all. Well, after so many chances had gone to ground, so many last-minute mistakes, so many last-ditch tackles, it needed something spectacular to break this superb Castleford defence, and Colin Whitfield produced it. Marvellous run, more than half the length of the pitch. And the destination of the second O'Kells Charity Shield trophy could depend on this kick by the same man. Well, perhaps it was too much to expect Colin to follow up that spectacular try with an equally difficult kick. But what a finish that try is set up in these closing minutes. 8-all. So we may well find that the first side to get into their opponent's 25 area will look for the drop goal that could bring victory. George. McCallion. Crowd in a ferment now. Castleford 8, Halifax 8. Dickinson to Anderson. Halifax getting it away from their own danger area. Stevens. James. Dixon. Scott Wilson. Drop goal effort. It's there! Neil Haig.
For Halifax, number 4, Neil Hay.
So Halifax nose into a 1-point lead. Neil Haig knew exactly what he was doing then, positioned himself as soon as he got the ball. Juliff. Halifax finishing strongly. The scent of victory, the sight of that £5,000 winner takes all check. And Castleford, who've led for most of the game, now have to come from behind. Neil Haig banging it deep, getting it away from the danger area. Halifax fans cheering every tackle. But of course, one good clean break from defence by Cas could change the whole complexion. There's just the 1 point in it. Getting close to the end of this match. But what a thriller it's been. Credit to both sides. There's a penalty. Roy Dickinson doing something that really an experienced pro shouldn't do at this stage of the game when you're 1 point in front, and that's give away a penalty. That's set up a possibility of Castleford running the ball. Can Cas pull it out of the fire with these 6 tackles? Kevin Ward crashing in to make ground. If they can get anywhere near the posts, a drop goal to tie the points is definitely on. Rookley up in the line. Halifax are going to do their own stint of tackling now. That's Barry Johnson, the sort of pass you expect from him, but Gary Stevens has pounced on that. Gary Stevens saving the day. Riddlesden. Bell. Well, this lad has certainly gone from beginning to end. Neil James. Neil James going. Anderson to Juliff. Forward pass. A penalty for a deliberate forward pass offside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon's Oracle's man of the match, who will receive a gallon bottle of Vladimir vodka, goes to number 6 of Halifax, Chris Anderson.
Castleford, while the jollifications go on, but attempting to come back. Scrum down. Preparations being made for the handing over of the O'Kell's Charity Shield, but the hooter has not yet gone. Just 1 point in it. Halifax 9, Castleford 8. Well, these are tense moments. Peter Bell gets up after treatment for injury. Can Cass get the ball from this scrum, make one last desperate effort? No, it looks as though Gary Stevens may well have pounced on that. And a penalty. He was harassed at the play of the ball, so, well, the choice here is to bang it into touch, go for 6 tackles. Just make sure, wherever it goes, doesn't matter about distance, just get it there. So Halifax have 6 tackles to consume the last remaining seconds of this game. Don't think they'll try any fancy stuff. Good old-fashioned. But there it is. And Halifax become the second winners of the O'Kell's Charity Shield here at a sunlit Douglas Bowl in the Isle of Man. Chris Anderson, their Australian player coach, the man of the match. And the match eventually won by a brilliant individual try by Colin Whitfield, half the length of the field, and a superb drop goal by Neil Haig. But Castleford deserve a lot of sympathy. They tackled magnificently throughout. They led for most of the way. Gary Lord put them ahead with a fine kick through and try. Martin Kettridge kicked 2 goals. Wilf George got a try before half-time. And then in that splendid second half, Halifax eventually snatched it. Ready for the presentations. Halifax 9, Castleford 8. Crowd now allowed onto this splendid Douglas Bowl. And this match played, as it should be, between professional sides, with all the determination and all the power and all the commitment of a trophy final.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. The winning captain of Halifax will now receive the Oracles Trophy from Mr. J. Cowley, who is chairman of Oracles Brewery. So Chris Anderson going up there now to read.
John Cowley, chairman of Oracles Brewery, the sponsors, handing the Charity Shield to Chris Anderson, man of the match. So forward come the Halifax players for their mementos of the occasion. Wilf George, whose try in the later stages of the half did so much to give Halifax heart. Neil Haig's drop goal eventually won it. Paul Dixon. McCallion, Seamus McCallion. Neil James, who came on as sub. Brian Douliffe. Little Gary Stevens, as always, never stopped working. Mick Scott. Scott Wilson came with Roy Dickinson, the old warhorse in there again. And Peter Bell, what a great game he's had. And Eddie Riddlesden. But Castleford also deserve every congratulation. Castleford, the injured John Joyner had to come up, coming forward. And applause for Cass. Richly deserved. Kevin Beardmore, Bob Beardmore, David Plange. Keith England, Martin Kettridge, Dean Mountain, limping Sean Irwin. David Rookley doesn't look 100% either. Tony Spears, Barry Johnson, Kevin Ward gave his all, as always in a losing cause, Sandy and Fletcher. And Fred Lindop, of course, getting his usual warm referee's welcome. But we've had a magnificent afternoon again in the Douglas Bowl. The wisdom of introducing this pipe opener to the season again on the line. Magnificently fought match. 100% commitment from both sides from start to finish. Again, a credit to the game and the supporters' behaviour. As always, a credit to Rugby League. Final score, Halifax 9, Castleford 8.